What are 10 things every good record store should have? Let's talk about it here on the Vinyl Jukebox. What is up, everyone? It's Ben from the Vinyl Jukebox, and if you haven't done so already, please be sure to leave a like and a comment below this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Alright, so a few weeks back, I posted a video called Record Store Don'ts, and to be honest, it received a pretty mixed reaction from my viewers. So I wanted to keep things positive on the channel today. I wanted to talk about 10 things I love to see in record stores, 10 things every record store should have, if you're a good one, that is. So let's get started with number 10. I love when record stores have music memorabilia available to purchase, whether it's new memorabilia or vintage memorabilia, tour memorabilia, or promotional memorabilia. I mean, it adds so much to the record store experience. So I love seeing that when I go into a record store, love seeing what I can find. And oftentimes I do end up walking out with a lot of that merchandise, as well as my records, my CDs, and this and that. So that's number 10. Number 9, I love when record stores have an equal amount of new and used vinyl. I don't like when it's just new vinyl in a record store. Most of my vinyl purchases end up being used purchases anyway. So I love seeing a good mix. When it's all used, it's nice, but sometimes I do want a new release. So it's really nice when we have a good balance of both. So that is number 9. Number 8, I love when record stores feature multiple formats of music throughout the store. So they'll have a vinyl section, have a CD section. Oftentimes you'll see a cassette section. Sometimes you'll even see reel-to-reel or 8-track. I love when record stores have a variety of different formats. I myself collect vinyl and CDs, so I often check both sections. Sometimes I'll even check out the cassette section in case there's, a special cassette that I've never seen before or something promotional that I really want. So I just love when record stores have that variety. It makes it so much more interesting, and I end up spending a lot more time in the store that way too. Number 7, I love when record stores have a good value section, whether it be a good dollar section, good $5 section. I love when record stores, sometimes they'll put some overstock in their value sections. Sometimes they'll put records that are not as in good shape, used records that are not in as good shape, but still pretty desirable titles you'll see in value bins. I hate it when a record store will only stick, their classical music that people don't want, or show tunes or things that you'd find in like a thrift store or a Goodwill. I hate when they stick that stuff in the value bins. I love when a record store could have a quality value bin where you can really get some good deals and have some great finds without breaking the bank. Number 6, I love it when record stores have new arrival bins stocked frequently. I hate it when you go to a record store and it's the same stuff every time. I love week to week to be able to go to the same record stores and really see a good turnover. And I think that record stores should really strive to turn over at least the new arrivals bin frequently, put those new arrivals weekly out into the store and bring new ones in. Now, I know a lot of it depends on how much new stock they bring in, but I think that is crucial, especially if you want to have regulars come to your stores, to have a frequently stocked new arrivals bin. That's what I like to see when I go into a record store. Number 5, I love when a record store has friendly and knowledgeable staff that you can talk to, not only about the records you want to purchase, but also just about music in general. Some of my best music-related conversations have happened in record stores with record store employees. I love talking about concerts, just everything music, and I end up actually learning a lot too. So I love when a record store has friendly staff that wants to talk to you. I know that they have to work, they have a job to do too, but friendly staff that is knowledgeable about the music and, deeply cares about customers. Number 4, I love it when record stores have sections organized by artist, genre. One thing I can't stand is when you walk into a record store and it's just a random mess, and that happens pretty often. I love when you have specific artist sections, especially the big name artists, and then sometimes you have record stores divided up by genre. So I guess it really varies what that record store specialty is. Do they have a little bit of everything? Do they really specialize in one genre? but I like a well-organized record store. That is something that as a customer, I feel comfortable in, and I don't feel too overwhelmed. It's very easy when you go in some of these stores, and I know this happens with bookstores a lot with me, for sure, where I walk in and I just get so overwhelmed. It's cool seeing piles and piles and piles of books or stuff, or whatever type of store you go to, but it's cool, but it's impossible to look through, and it's very overwhelming, especially if you only have a short amount of time to look. So definitely a well-organized record store is something that I love to see. Number 3, extra space in the bins. That is something I love in record stores, when they provide a little extra space in the bins. I can't stand when you go to look in a bin in a record store and everything is packed so tightly that you can barely even see what the titles are, and you feel like you're ruining the record by just pulling it out of the bin. I mean, you gotta leave some space for the records to breathe, have some space for people to be able to flip. So I love when record stores are mindful of that, and you know, obviously you want to put as much stock out as possible, but you want to also make it a comfortable experience for your customers to look through your product. So definitely extra space in the record bins is a must for record stores. Number 2, I love it when record stores clean their records. I mean, they don't have to have an ultrasonic cleaner. I have one local record store that one of the employees is spin cleaning all the time. That's fine, but I hate it when you go into a record store, you're looking at records that are highly collectible, and they look like they just came out of a barn. They are all dusty, all dirty. I understand you have a lot of inventory going in and out, but especially if you want to charge premium prices for your used vinyl, please make sure that it's clean. Okay, however it is that you need to clean it, as long as you are being safe with the records and not destroying them, making sure stock is clean is definitely a must, and that's definitely something I love to see in record stores. And finally, my number 1 thing that every record store should have, and this one's a pretty obvious one, but it is fair prices. And I know that prices of everything are going up, but at the same time, record stores really need to be mindful of the prices that are out there for records. I mean, if a record store is charging the Discogs maximum for a record, I mean, that's just ridiculous. I noticed that sometimes you encounter, most of the time you don't, but sometimes you do encounter a record store that is charging way too much for the records. And to be honest, it doesn't take me very long to find that out. Sometimes I'll be on a short trip and I'll just hop into a store that, oftentimes it's not even the stores that are mainly record stores, it's more like antique stores. I'll take a look at one record that's supposed to be in any other store a $5 record, and they have it listed for $25, and it's not in such good shape. At that point, I put the record down and I figure that the prices in this place are probably way too high. But record stores or anywhere selling records should have fair prices. I mean, the prices are out there. It's not hard to look them up, and your customers are smart. They're gonna know when they're being overcharged for records, and it's really disrespectful for the customer if you're gonna charge the Discogs maximum for a record. I think that record stores, at the very most, to be honest, should be charging the Discogs median for a record. I think that that's fair. And I know that those fluctuate from time to time, but you know, the record stores also, I'd imagine, would want to move the product. And so to move the product and to entice people to buy records in your store rather than online, you should be offering a fair price that is competitive with the prices that people would find online. So that's definitely a must, and that's something that usually will make or break me actually shopping in a record store. Well, there you have it. Those are 10 things I think every record store should have, and 10 things I'd love to see in record stores. And definitely let me know in the comments below, what do you love to see in record stores? What do you think every record store should have? What does your record store have that maybe is unique to your record store? I'd love to visit it, and let me know in the comments below, everybody. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to leave a like and a comment below this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, share the video, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.